What in the wide world of sports is a skipping scale? A skipping scale is actually something I invented out of necessity. And you know what they say about necessity? Today, I'll show you how I came up with the skipping scale and how it can be applied in multiple scenarios for learning chords in major and minor keys and even modes. Now, chords can really show their beauty in context. The word context gets its root meaning from together and weave. So in a way, context means woven together. When I was a kid, one of the hobbies I really enjoyed was a craft called latch hook. And if you're familiar with it, you know that you typically buy a kit and it comes with a printed canvas grid and a bunch of colored yarn that you attach to that grid with a latch hook. Once you start to place the yarn pieces in their appropriate contexts on the grid, the picture starts to appear in full color. This is my favorite latch hook project I put together way back in the day when I was about 12 years old. That's right, it's Pac-Man. And as you can see, there are 5 colors that make up this rug. What makes this rug interesting is that it has so many colors. If this was all just one color, that would be far less interesting. Following this analogy, it makes sense to learn and to use more than one chord. And that's where I'm going with all of this. I wanted to find a way to learn and play all the chords in a given key on the guitar in their lowest and fullest voicings. So I created the skipping scale. Instead of playing a simple ascending C major scale, I actually decided to stop at the open 4th string D and use it as my pivot point down to the low open 6th string E on its way back up to C. So instead of moving from D up to E, I decided to skip from D down to E. This way, I was able to play the lowest version of all 7 notes in position and in register. So here is the ascending C major skipping scale. We have C, D, and then I can immediately skip down to open E, F, G, A, B, and come back to C. Watch again. C, D, skip down to open E, F, G, A, B, and back to C. Why have I done this? It's because I want to latch the lowest, fullest chords in the key of C onto each of these low degrees, using open chords whenever possible. So here are those 7 chords, many of which you may be quite familiar with. We have C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and we can come back around to C major. Listen as I play all 7 of those chords one more time, highlighting their root notes in the form of the C major skipping scale. I have C major, D minor, I skip down to E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and I'm back to C major. Now, if this was review for you, that's great. It just reinforces the fact that you know all the diatonic chords in this key. If some of this is new for you, that's great too, because you are now making inroads into claiming all of these chords. But wait, there's more. You like my infomercial voice? We can, of course, play this as a descending skipping scale, like this. We can then, of course, harmonize the descending skipping scale. Can this be applied anywhere else? Absolutely! We can use the skipping scale in multiple key signatures, which include minor keys and even modes. Want to make this process even more interesting? We can latch seventh chords onto these degrees. Or even color chords. The sky is the limit, but it all starts here with a simple skipping scale. Once we know the scale, we can go on to tackle all the chords in each key in their lowest and fullest voicings. As you can see, there's great potential here. We can make great music with a whole lot more colors. And once we know what all the colors are, we can weave a beautiful tapestry. Right? Now, I mentioned that I'm the founder of Guitar Success for You, an online monthly guitar membership. As you can probably imagine, inside this membership, I take you through all the skipping scales, ascending and descending, for the most useful keys and modes for guitar. We also unpack all the chords that latch onto those skipping scales. And what's even cooler is that I provide full-color PDF worksheets with fretboard maps, notation, and tablature to guide you through every step of the way. The lesson content is delivered weekly, so you can take this at your own pace. Ask yourself this: what's your plan for success on the guitar? Maybe our plan could become your plan. I encourage you to check us out. I think you'll be glad you did. Head on over to guitarsuccessforyou.com to learn more or to begin your journey with us. There's no time like the present to invest in yourself and to develop your skills on this amazing instrument. And hey, please share this video with someone whom you think might appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.